Vroom, vroom. I just need a car.
What did you just say? It's I just cleared customs, bitch.
I just need a car.
I just need a car. Maybe that was a joke.
I just need a car.
Geneva car.
Well,
welcome to
Drag Trash. Where the drag is always here and the drag is always trash.
It's a little trash, yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay.
You know, we're all dumpster fires sometimes.
This is true.
And, you know, the only way to get over a dumpster fire
How?
is just let it go, put itself out.
You gotta let it burn.
Just let it burn.
Usher said it.
Oh, he did. Mm-hmm. He did.
Gotta let it burn.
Oh, is he going to be in trouble?
With what?
I don't know. The whole
Diddy thing? I don't know how close they were.
Gosh, I don't know. I feel bad for everybody.
Everybody involved.
Everybody in Hollywood right now. I'm just kind of like, you okay?
Yeah,
you okay?
Y'all okay with that?
I mean, JoJo Siwa is dealing with the whole, like, I wrote a song that was written 20 years ago right now. Are you
and
up
I
on
define,
that?
yes, 100%. But first, hi. I'm Queen James.
And I'm Millie Monroe.
And we're queer icons, unlike JoJo Siwa. No.
Unlike JoJo Siwa. We are actually influencing the gay pop music, unlike JoJo Siwa.
Bless her heart. She came out how many years ago, and she thought she was the first person to do it.
You know, to have that sort of energy and that sort of confidence,
delusion,
must be wild.
I heard a take the other day that someone was like, why are we discouraging this? Why are we like, let her act a fool? Yeah. Nothing will synchronize the queer community faster than a fail.
Well, that's true. We do love a flop.
We do.
But I don't know. We like a flop that we can like feel good about. You know what I mean?
This is, I feel like we can feel good about this one because it's so delusional. And we're like, girl, just read any book about a queer person.
Not to, shit all over JoJo Siwa, but did you see the video of like her in the studio with somebody and that woman's like, and then JoJo starts to do it and she's like, no. And she's like, that's perfect.
Oh my God.
She's like, ooh, we're a little crusty today. And like, girl, no. That's broken. It's broken.
That's like not a fixable thing.
It's broken.
That's really funny because it also confirms what I suspected, which is she's probably been surrounded by people that are just people.
Well, that's my biggest
since
fear.
Her childhood.
Right.
Is it?
That's my biggest fear, is that I'm surrounded by yes men and that I'm just being told, yes, it's good.
I mean,
do you not have that fear?
No, because
that is one of my biggest fears.
In that scenario, I am the yes man.
Okay.
And it is making me think, like, we joke about being too into, like, in our own delusions or whatever.
Yes.
I may truly be leading you astray. Who knows? But I think you're beautiful.
Oh, thanks. I think you're beautiful too.
And I think today is an exception as well. I mean, like, that's the wrong word. I think today is just like even heightened, like even better.
Thank you.
Wow.
And I was not fishing for compliments.
No.
I just think that's a big fear that you surround, because you want to surround yourself by people who make you feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Who encourage you, but
also make you stronger and push yourself.
Yeah. Who challenge you. But I think there's a way to do that openly. And I feel like we do that as well, where we're like open-mindedly.
Sure.
And we're also not going towards goals that, everyone else is going after and in a harsh way. I feel like sometimes people can be a little too critiquey with their friends.
Oh, plain Jane.
Yeah.
Thank you for spilling, sis.
And they think that is endearing or that is a bond.
Yes.
And I'm like, where's the encouragement? Where's the love?
Yeah.
I'm on the side of the delusional. Like, I love the UK queens that they joke all the time when they see each other. They're like, oh, you look absolutely gorgeous, stunning.
What is that?
It's just constant.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, if we're going to be in the delusion together, we're going to just, and like.
Well, I know.
Because everyone's going to have opinions. You might as well believe yourself.
Yes. And not that we just, put down JoJo Siwa the whole time. But, it's important to surround yourself with people who make you feel good and who are also good people. Like, I feel like the UK queens, they're all rooting for each other.
Yes, that's it.
Whereas the US queens, not all of them are rooting for you.
No, they're rooting for themselves.
Yes.
And no one else. And it's not RuPaul's Best Friend Race.
Who's going to have the better time?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a disadvantage to be like the shady queen with your friends.
Yes.
I think that those moments, at least in our relationship,
Right.
kind of come up. It's like, hey, is this like this? And then we'll like give you the real answer.
Right.
But we're not going to just offer that freely.
No.
Unless it's like, I don't know, your wig is off and I'm like, girl, do you know we're in public? And it's like, okay, like something obvious like that.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
That's true. You want to read a bunch of queens?
I mean, we do have our glasses on today.
We did bring our reading glasses specifically for the kings. For the kings.
What a read.
Kings.
For the kings of season 16.
For the kings of season 16.
I mean, I wish one day.
One day, I think it would be great. You never messed with the Boulay brothers.
I still haven't gotten into Dragula, no.
I like a lot of it. Not all of it's for me, which is fine.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little easier to watch. For some reason, it went somewhere, and now I kind of fell off watching
Interesting.
it.
Okay.
It was like on YouTube.
Oh, you mean like you can't find where to watch it?
Yeah. And then once it became like not out there, I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of stopped. But yeah, there's some interesting artistry on there.
Yeah.
And there's been pretty good crossover too.
Oh, good.
So I don't know.
I would
Something
watch
for
it.
you to check out if you're into it.
Wasn't Meatball on a season?
I think she judged, right?
Oh, is that what it was?
I think she judges. But yeah, a bunch of Ru girls have been on there. Not
Not
just
that
as
Meatball is,
judges, but yeah, not that me. I associate Meatball a little bit with Ru girls. 'cause
She has
she's
that
in
stature at this
stratosphere.
point. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
she's auditioned a bunch of times, but
Oh,
just has
really?
never. Yeah.
Wonder what it is.
I bet it's just always a bad timing thing because she's clearly got everything it takes. But I bet they were like, well, we have this kind of
Little
queen this
sweepy.
season.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she'd be a little sweepy. Like sweep the competition.
I think they like people like that, though. Think about Saphira.
Saphira kind of did that. So they do kind of look for that big energy that you know is going to come. Like Bianca.
Yes,
Like
I immediately thought of her, too.
Yeah, where she's going to come in. She's going to say, this is who I am. I'm here for the crown. I know she might. But she also might be like Bianca, where she'd be nice and sort of not mentor the other queens, but at least lead them to better, prosperous places.
Greener pastures.
Greener pastures.
Better makeup. I do think there's a real benefit in having like a good seasoned queen on
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
And allowing them to also show that where drag has come from.
Yes.
And that they can bring it just as hard.
Yeah.
Because it is a completely different thing now that
Right,
Drag Race is a
right,
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what's going to happen tonight. Tonight is the lip sync
Correct.
Lollapalooza, right?
The battle, the pre-finale.
Yes. Before we get into this season, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win? Let's
Okay.
remind everybody who's the top three right now.
Yes. So the top three is
Yes.
Saphira Crystal.
Yes.
Plain Jane.
Yes.
And Nymphia Wind.
Nymphia Win.
Okay.
Are you glad that Q went home?
Yeah.
It was her time.
It was. And I would have had a different answer earlier in the season.
Right.
But she kind of showed her colors.
It's a very
And I wasn't
interesting.
upset about her going home.
I was over it.
I was over it.
And
I also wasn't waiting for any more runways. I feel like I'd seen it.
I wasn't excited.
They devolved for me over the season.
It was, it's a very specific style of drag that I think she does. And I think she does it well.
Agreed, but
It's
it is
beautiful.
very almost Vegas, but not Vegas like showgirl. It's Vegas like magic show.
That's kind of what it is. It's, it is like that.
Yeah.
Lil Branson.
Lil
Branson.
That was my second thought.
Yeah, Lil Branson.
Yeah, Lil Branson.
Showgirl, but like showgirl.
Glitter. It's a little dolly.
It's a little dolly.
Yeah.
Oh, Rainbow High, little Rainbow High doll.
Yeah.
I see that.
Okay, so back to your original
Yes,
question.
yes.
I want
Yeah.
Nymphia Wind to win.
Okay.
Badly.
Yes.
Because not only is she amazing, has done amazing on this season, I will continue to follow her as like a drag queen that I aspire to be.
Love her. Yes.
Amazing. Who I think is going to win?
Yeah.
I really think Saphira might win. And that's the answer.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
I'm exactly in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love Nymphia. I think she's fashion queen.
Oh my
I think she's
God.
beautiful.
Some of the best runways.
She's talented. She says that she can't write and do all that stuff, but I mean, we've seen it.
It's just the game.
It's the game.
Yeah.
And so I also really love her strategy of not, showing her cards before she can do it. Like,
Brilliant.
And she does the same thing where I like to go around and be like, what are you working on? What are you working? You know, not that I've been in that situation, but in similar situations.
Yeah.
And I sort of just see myself in her in many ways.
Totally.
The way she works,
yes,
at least creatively.
She knows her process, and it's born through lots of experience.
Yes.
You have that, yeah.
So love her. I love her as an artist.
Oh my God,
I think she's a really beautiful artist. Saphira, I think, is a really talented drag performer. Also an artist.
Yeah.
Nymphia to me is like fashion queen.
But also has made, doesn't discount the drag.
No.
I will say that a lot of fashion queens, their drag suffers for the fashion.
Yes,
because
I agree.
they're trying to be too fashion.
It's like the makeover episode where they both were like birds, like flamingos and stuff.
Yes.
It's like
she has concept, she has ideas.
There's comedy.
There's
it's
comedy.
Smart.
She knows how to dance. She knows how to sing. Like all of those things
Yes.
that actually make a really talented drag queen as well.
Yes.
She can do. And then she also just happens to be a fashion model. Yeah. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Love her. I do. Saphira, I thought she was the strong winner.
Yeah.
You know, she's got everything.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple episodes ago, we started to see her sort of unravel a little bit with her patience and her sort of put togetherness.
Poise.
Her poise.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
But she's coming back.
She is. Yeah.
She's coming back.
She had to have like even if it was just scripted.
Just a tiny little blip.
Yes. You have to make her so that the
Yes.
win is good. Yeah.
And I will say, though I hate to admit it, I think Plain Jane does deserve her spot there.
Oh, the game?
Yeah.
She earned it. I agree.
I think somehow she is one of those home players that made it work.
One of those home players, like a little bit of a newer queen, less money. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, sort of, no one would, like, we were sort of all discounting her, right? It was like, okay, big hair, okay makeup, big boobs. That's it.
Yeah.
She's just going to be the hoe the whole season.
Yeah.
But
Or the bitch.
Or
right.
the bitch, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I think she sort of played it how I think everybody at home sort of wants to play it.
Yes. She is the casual gay drag race fans.
Yes.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Whenever they are talking about like, well, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
Plain
I
did
think
it.
that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's so interesting. Yeah. But honestly, she does good drag. She plays
was
a good
always
game.
a dancer,
She was
which
always a dancer.
is always a plus. If you can dance, then you've already got a leg up.
You have,
against the competition,
It's true.
right?
It's true.
I can't dance. Can
I
you
can
dance?
move.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I can move if I am into it.
Yeah.
If I'm not into it, it's going to be
You're not showing up
difficult.
for rehearsal.
And then I won't. No, I'm not like that.
No.
That was once.
You've never done that. Never once.
It was once.
It
It was a creative difference.
And the difference was I don't want to know how creative this scene is, so I'm not going to show up.
No, the creative difference is you was stupid.
Listen, I felt the same way, but I still showed up. We're never going to explain what that is, by the way. That's just to remain cryptic. That's
that
for
was
us.
for us. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way,
Yeah.
this lip sync that they're gonna do tonight.
Oh, right.
Do we know what it's like? What's the outcome? Does somebody get to come back?
No, somebody wins $50,000.
Oh, okay. So who do you think it's gonna be?
I have a couple that I want. I want Maya Monlepage to make it far. It would be gaggy if she won because she obviously deserves it. And it's probably the reason we're having this to begin with.
Maybe.
Is Rue was like, bring back that flip queen.
She does like the flips.
She loves it. I mean, she stayed long in this season because she's such a good lip syncer.
I want to see her do an emotional song though. Like
they're gonna throw them curveballs.
I want to see her sell it. Can she sell the song?
I mean, Morphine isn't gonna get to do Body again.
That's so yeah. I can't wait to see Morphine again. I really do enjoy her performance. And then Mirage.
Oh my god, I can't wait for Mirage.
I just want Mirage and Morphine and Maya to just like pound it out on stage.
Those are the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the three.
Those are
the three that we'll be watching tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
What about Dawn though?
Oh,
and what about
I don't like Dawn, sorry.
Plasma though?
I do like Plasma.
She was a good lip syncer.
I mean, it will be interesting to see her do like a dance heavy sort of song.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Like a true
performance
club song.
Yes. What we're there to see.
I guess Plasma, until she was in the bottom, did she lip sync?
She had some dancing moments. But
Right. I'm remembering her like musical stuff. And I was just like, you're good.
Yeah. She can move.
She can move.
I mean, I think they can all move. I'm actually excited to see a mandatory meeting come back.
She's very fierce as well.
Yes.
They have a lot. I mean, this is a very good gag. They have a lot of really strong lip syncers this season.
Yes.
So yeah, give it up. It's going to be a good show.
Just want to see heels clacking.
Oh my God. I mean, we all need that little emotional moment back a little.
Right.
Because we were all a little scarred from her leaving. That was tough.
It was a little wild.
It was scary.
Now, are there any moments in the show that you like want to talk about?
Yeah.
That, like, you feel like you need a little moment?
I think, yes. I would love to kind of go back and think about moments that we love from like the top 3.
Oh, okay.
Like what got them there?
Oh, well, okay. Like what? First episode, Saphira and her bouncing boobs.
Oh, done.
I mean, sold it.
Done.
Sold it.
Like a GIF instantly. Yeah.
And I also want to talk about, I've seen some videos around how she got the new breastplate that all of a sudden fit. Did you notice that?
No.
Last episode, she had a breastplate that fit and everything beautifully.
Oh.
Where'd she get it from?
Do you know, I think that there's something about like they can ask PAs to go and grab little things. They're like, can you go down to CVS and get me some more powder or something?
Go down to CVS and get me that breastplate.
So I wonder if it does extend that far, because obviously in Hollywood you can get whatever you want.
I would like to know.
I would like to know too. I mean, and if it was always there, why did she save it?
Yeah, because who else would she have borrowed it from?
Right.
If somebody left it for her. Because, you know, they leave wigs and stuff for other contestants.
Right. But no, nobody's that big or is the same shade.
I don't think so.
Like Tsunami Muse is tiny.
Yeah, I don't think they could share.
I don't think they could share.
Because those come in like, they don't come one size fits all, right?
No, they like definitely come as like, I mean, first by cup size.
Okay.
But then also...
because they have to stretch over your whole midsection.
You have to like know your chest size.
Right. That's scary. You have one. What does it
do.
feel like? Does it feel like you're sucked in?
It's not sucked in like a pantyhose or a Spanx.
Okay.
It just sort of sits on top.
Okay.
Like, I can't think of a good comparison. But it is one of those weird sensations where I have one that goes all the way up to my neck. And it's like down my back and everything.
Right.
Where when you're first putting it on, it feels clammy and weird.
Yes.
And then you kind of forget about it.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have a river running down my back. And that's cold. And you're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just sort of that.
Interesting.
And then later you peel it off and you're like, whoa. But it's funny. I can't really tell a big temperature thing with it. I say that. I haven't been like outside in it. I've always been like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not too bad, actually.
No.
Putting it on and taking it off is the scariest part.
Because you're afraid you're going to rip it.
I'm afraid I'm going to rip it. But so far, I've been able to play around with it quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's rubber, right? Silicone.
Silicone, I think, yeah.
It should stretch pretty far.
But I've seen them rip, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, so who else?
I mean, Nymphia came in so strong.
The sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
We even referenced it in one of our videos.
Instantly.
It was just like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then this one wonky.
Oh, no.
Little nail. It's like, click, click. It's all right, whatever.
That her first episode was so strong. Because then she did the banana look where it was like 3.
Yes.
And that wig with the little brown tips, but it was out of hair. And I mean, just...
And, okay, so a few episodes in, she's still doing the yellow thing. And we're all just like, oh my God, Tina Burner again,
But I'm not tired of it. With Tina, I was like, she did it right.
Well... And you also think yellow. Ooh, tough color, right? Tough color.
She's done it.
She made it work.
Do you know what else I think of too? That was such a serve. What? This was a recent episode from Nymphia. It was the she was wearing all that chain stuff.
Oh, okay.
Simple bodysuit.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what the theme was because it was something to do with that. But it was like...
It was last week's runway, wasn't it? It was all chains
or
and...
2 weeks ago.
I don't remember
But she looked like a Sailor Moon character.
Oh,
and the chains were like jewelry as well. I'm doing it a disservice describing it, but like it was just so pretty.
That's yeah. She wonderful.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to argue with the way that the show kind of made it seem. I thought that Jane Goodall was good.
Oh, I do too. She also did a really funny thing on Instagram where she went and saw Jane Goodall in person, but she dressed up as her.
Oh my God.
And so it was her like in the audience, like, hello, I'm getting ready to give a talk
I love
tonight.
that.
It was so funny.
I liked it.
She's funny.
I think she's hilarious.
And every little moment that she's like on, every little aside that she has, I'm just like, you're delightful.
Yeah, really,
and I'm
really
giggling with her. Like,
really
just
enjoy
love
her.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Jane. Oh my God, Jane.
Yeah. Let's have that talk. I'm glad that they gave her a nice little arc. She had her moment with Saphira to be like, hey, what's all behind this? And she's like, Mama, it's insecurity, you know.
Yes.
And then she just turned right back around and continued to let that be her MO.
And I don't know if Saphira went, okay, we're not going to get this done in 3 days.
Sure.
I'm just glad I know where you're coming from. I'm leaving you alone now.
And that was a very generous thing for America. Like, Saphira knew what she was doing there. She was like, girl, people are going to bully you. People are going to hate you. Like, I'm giving you an opportunity to set some shit straight because... And then I think a few episodes later, she ended up, like, crying about something, being a little more vulnerable.
Yes.
But, she's got some shit to work through.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
She was a fat kid.
Oh, was she?
Was she a fat kid?
I thought she was dancing as a kid, so I always assumed that it was like a very like a
But
fit.
didn't we see a picture and she was like overweight?
I don't remember that.
Dang. Okay, cut this out because that's not what I thought.
Were you going down a theory then with that?
Well, because I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok right now, but some guy, some gay guy, it always is like saying that brands should not be all-inclusive when it comes to providing clothing for all size people.
Okay.
And the video went on, but essentially he was once fat and now he's like skinny and built and all this stuff. And so we're having this greater conversation of once you've become transformed and you transform yourself, you're like, where are you going?
I really am like, where are you going with this?
I just wonder if suddenly you start to harbor all that anger for yourself for lost time. Like you start to see yourself as the person you always thought you could be. Right. And then you start getting angry for all the lost time. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I think this person is going through on TikTok. But so I wonder if Plain Jane was sort of going through that same thing.
Yeah, maybe.
But she did come out late, right?
That is another thing.
Could be sort of the same thing.
Late, like college, I think.
Right.
And I think it could be. It's definitely an internalized homophobia thing.
Yes.
Like, clearly was raised as kind of a sissy boy.
Yes.
And as a dancer.
Yes.
And is only now embracing that. But
that's sort of interesting, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the way that she talks about her mother, lovely woman, fostered this sort of independence and dance and all this stuff.
But it was like the men in her family or something like that.
Was that
I think it was. I think it was like eventually that became something that she couldn't do.
Interesting.
We need to get our facts straight, but I do think it is something along those lines of like...
Listen. This is hard-hitting journalism.
Dealing with her, we've the facts for you here.
And
this is news night.
This is news night. News night with Leaky Joe over here.
We got it nice and chill in the studio today, so our noses are running a little.
A little bit. It's because my glasses are pressing right here. And I also did try to shave my nose a little bit, and I'm always so afraid that I'm just going to cut all that cilia, and snot is just going to...
Ever since I did it, I gave you that warning.
But it's because these glasses are pressing.
Yeah.
Oh, so Plain Jane, good for her.
I think that, yes, I hope that she gets that kind of confidence, and she's a public figure now, so to kind of fill in the gaps, because I think... This is another thing that I've seen other queens do. It's like, and I watched myself to try not to do this.
Sure.
It's like, you can go so hard into the drag persona to kind of overcompensate for those things that you're not actually healing.
Yes.
You're doing a lot of very pretty cover-up.
Masking.
And it can come out in really ugly ways elsewhere because it's still not fixed underneath.
That's interesting. I've seen her do a few interviews with queens outside of, like, still, like, with queens from Drag Race.
Yes, but like on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think she has the personality to outlast the competition. I just don't think we're going to see her for much longer. Yeah, I think she's going to disappear. Yeah. Because she can't turn it on when she's in an interview.
Yeah.
It's just sort of her doing whatever it is. There's no charisma to me.
Oh, yeah, I see that. It's very, just, like, she kind of just starts her little, like...
Right. She's like, Mama, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
Yeah.
But it's just...
Where's
comes across apathetic.
Where's the entertainer?
Where's the entertainer?
It comes out when she is performing.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I kind of want to see it off stage.
Like,
as well.
she has to feel total pussy.
Yes.
For it to come out.
Yes. And I mean, that just shows too that her standards are probably super high.
Super high.
So when she's not feeling it, we're not feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Should always feel it.
Yes, agreed.
It's hard.
Coming back to the hype thing.
It's hard to always feel it.
It is, but that's what your sisters are for. They're there to be
that's
like,
true.
Girl,
just go.
just live.
Yeah, they're there so that that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They are there to boost you.
Yeah.
And if you're not boosting them, then what are you doing?
Because it's such a small community anyway, we're not going to be able to go up to any person on the street and be like, how good is this makeup? You know what I mean? They don't know the standards, whatever.
Right.
And they're more likely to insult you than not. Well,
right.
Maybe not. Anyway.
I don't know.
And so, yeah, you need drag queens in your life like that.
That's interesting. Love that.
Me too.
Is there any sort of, I don't know, what else?
Let's talk about Saphira.
Oh, okay.
I feel like her run was really strong. I am dying to know how she packed because there were like the pumpkin
those
look,
rock dresses,
the iris look,
yes,
the rock dress. I think there was another one, massive.
Do you think she was
costumes.
constructing them in the hotel room?
Girl, I don't know, but they were packed in pieces. They had to be.
And she was putting them together at night.
And like, yeah, really, really strong runways, really strong drag. Like, I wouldn't call her a fashion queen, except
what? Oh,
that
80s
black dress.
Yeah, the 80s.
But that was also done drag. Like, the proportions were massive, and it was a little bit of an askew silhouette.
It was very Peanuts, like a Peanuts character.
Oh, because the skirt kind of flared horizontal.
Also, I guess this is the season where you can only bring one pair of shoes.
No.
And everybody will be okay with it.
I guess. Well, I mean, she's so fierce, and she does cover them with little things or whatever. They like to tease her about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does do that. That's encouraging.
That's why she packed so much. She didn't have to pack any shoes.
She didn't have to pack. That's probably it. You're right. I thought she's been so strong.
Yeah.
How do you, though, feel about her sending Morphine home?
Oh,
it's a very contentious lip sync.
What was the challenge? I do better when I know the challenge.
The challenge...
Was that the twin the makeover challenge? No, Morphine did good on that challenge, didn't she?
Yes, but it was top 5, so she might have just been in the bottom anyway because she didn't win.
Right.
I think it was the makeover, though.
Okay.
No. It was the one right before that. Because the top 4 did the makeover, and they were like, another challenge.
Oh, wait, no. Was it the song? They had to write lyrics?
Maybe.
It doesn't really matter because now it's all coming back to me.
Okay.
Because I remember watching that lip sync thinking Morphine won this lip sync, but they're going to send Morphine home.
Yeah.
Like, it did one of those things where they stopped fixating on the winner.
Yes.
And, I'm sorry.
It didn't come down to the lip sync.
It did not.
No.
It did not.
No.
And we all, I think the fans all know it.
Yes.
We all see it. Yes. It is entertainment and a television show, and they're going to tell the story the way they're going to tell the story. So
yeah, and also I think fans really who have a problem with this need to get a grip and realize that it has always been Ru's decision at the end of the day.
Do you really think it's Ru's decision, or do you think she really cares?
Whether or not she cares, I don't know, but I do think it's her decision.
You do think it's her decision?
Well, for example, that week.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get in their heads about like scores, and I've even seen like scoreboards online and shit that's like aggregated with these very weird.
Well, people are like, if you win a mini challenge, that's like
this
point
points.
25
Yes,
or
yes, yes.
It's like, no, they don't count.
They don't count.
You either get to be the group leader after that, or you win $500.
And this season you might get immunity,
right?
But like, no, there's not a scoreboard. It's
unless you're voting people off like in All Stars, and then we can talk about scoreboards.
Sure, but that's not a Ru thing.
That's not a Ru thing.
And when it comes down to Ru, though, it is a little bit history. So like in that case, it was Morphine's been in the bottom 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Saphira's never been in the bottom, and Saphira is like a clear front runner, could easily win.
Right.
So that was more of the deciding factor, and again, that was obvious to the fans as well. But yeah, it doesn't come down to that actual moment.
I agree.
And that's just, and any winner.
Yeah.
There's been tons of arguments about like this person didn't do as well, blah blah blah. It's Ru's decision.
Yeah, those final lip syncs don't mean anything.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah.
They don't mean
anything. It's just a show.
It's just a show. I mean, last week there was, not last week, but in the last 5 days there's all those rumors going around that they were going to bring Q back, like it was going to be a top 4, which I don't know how that can actually happen, because especially if we see all of them go into the workroom tonight as a top 3,
right?
I'm like, how did they do that with Q going in?
Well, and they made such an effort to actually make it a top 3 this season when it has been 4 for like the last 8.
Right.
It would be so stupid to go back on that.
I do think.
Also, who wants Q back?
Well, I do think it's a very big possibility that Saphira and Nymphia may win.
I do too. We talked about this a little last week, that if there were ever a strong case for like an actual good duo winner that makes sense, it is those two, because there's not a lot of animosity there either that I feel, so it wouldn't be like a bad thing to share.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what their personal feelings are.
It would just wreck Plain. It would just wreck her. She would be a mess.
That's so funny, because it truly would be just not you.
Just not you.
Because no, that's not. I mean, but yes, I'm sure she could view it that way.
Ru said, "You didn't grow as a person, honey."
Well, that's also talk about a really strong top 3. Yeah. This has been a fucking good season.
I mean, yes, I agree. It's been
one of the best ones in a while.
I mean, there are very little moments when I can remember so many people's names.
Yeah.
And I do remember most of their names, which I can't say about the other seasons.
No. I do think, and we said this early on too, they got the premieres right this time.
They did.
They've been going back and not back and forth, but it's been kind of a figuring it out thing.
Right.
And then they locked it this season.
I agree.
And what was that? It was, so it was splitting it, but also doing the talent show.
Yes.
And then, the Rada Queen thing.
I love that.
Actually worked really well.
Bring that back.
Love that.
And bring back the immunity potion. I think it's interesting.
Agreed.
I think the more you amp up the game show aspects of it,
yes,
without taking away the drag artistry of it.
Yes.
I think that needs to happen more. Because,
and give more variables to confuse the fans so that it's less of this points thing, and we're back to this old, like,
I don't know what I thought it was going to fall, but something was going to fall. Yes.
It's more crapshoot.
And I think, listen, because at this point, AI can be writing some of these episodes, and I'm like, you need to kind of change it up.
Yeah.
Because the fans are going to fandoms are so bad right now anyways.
Yes.
But I don't like it. This has been a big complaint of mine for this season, when I'm sitting there.
As we are on Friday night.
We're sitting there, and within the first 5 minutes of that episode, she's going home.
You know who's going home, yeah.
Yeah.
When it's a little too obvious.
It's like, that's what they're doing. Yeah. And it's just like,
you all pay attention a little more to that than I do.
Yeah.
And so I can only hear your predictions, and they're usually right. But it's like, this person's getting a little more airtime this time, or like, they're getting this edit this week, and I'm like, what? And then you're like, usually right.
Yeah. And maybe that does go over the head of the casual viewer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But to me, sometimes it's too obvious. So up the game. Up the game.
It is interesting. I saw for the first time some like ratings information about the show this week, because there was an article about how it is. Sorry. Oh, okay. I saw an article about how it is like they had one of their best highest rated, or not
yes.
rated, but most views.
Most views.
The Nielsen rating thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still a thing. And they hadn't had like that high of an episode since like season 6 or something like that.
Okay, yes.
And it was the episode where Kaya Gerber hosted. I don't remember what the challenges were.
Again?
She's Cindy Crawford's daughter.
Oh, that's right.
The supermodel Nepo baby. Yeah.
Everybody's somebody in Hollywood if they came from somebody in Hollywood.
This is true. It is
what's
really...
his name in that blue suit, though?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, Mia Farrow's son.
Oh
my God.
Ronan Farrow.
Was beautiful.
Did you see the whole thing?
Yes.
Sheer organza, silk organza, or something like that.
Shiny.
And he's hot.
It was good.
He was giving Ken.
That's exactly
Just
what it was.
so Ken doll.
It was Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I had to go back onto his Instagram. I'm like, you are aging backwards. Because the last time I saw him, I was like, yeah, you look about your age. And then I saw him this week and I was like, whoa, girl.
Well, they're eating babies in Hollywood.
I guess
Always
so.
have.
Ooh.
I love liver.
That's funny. The Nielsen rating thing was interesting though, because it was like,
High ratings.
high ratings,
Yes.
and like one of the top watched program for a demographic, and it was like 18 to 45 or something crazy like that. Wow. I know. So when you said something earlier about like maybe the casual fan doesn't know,
yes.
I was like, it's a wide group.
Well, yes.
It's a wider group than we think.
And also going to trivia that one night,
Yeah.
there was a table of like 50-somethings.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really, really had no idea.
Oh yeah, I think it does reach a lot more people than we realize.
It's wild.
Yeah, which is
Love
great
it.
because it is a lovely show.
Yes.
Before I even got into drag and I was into this, I mean, you got me started on it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the show and I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
It's so joyful.
Yes.
Like when it is really good,
Yes.
it is some of the most joyful things that you can absolutely, I mean, like makes my heart full, makes me
Right.
cry,
Right.
just like so touching.
Right.
That's such a silly thing to say.
Yes,
But
yeah.
it's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you could trade out one of the top 3 for another, who would you put in the top?
Okay, well, I'm obviously taking Plain out.
Okay.
And that has nothing to do with, it's just if I'm going to replace anyone.
Yeah.
It's her.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Mirage up there.
But you haven't even seen her entire...
I know.
Okay, you're just shot in the dark.
I trust
Yeah.
what I saw in those 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh, gosh.
The fashion was there for me.
Oh, her looks are stunning.
Ugh.
I love all the like twist hair with the...
Oh my
I love
God. It's
all of
very
that.
early 2000s-y,
Love it.
Matrix-y, and she
Lizzie
does those
McGuire.
cool like
Ugh.
eye makeup
Yes,
shapes and shit
yes.
like that. Y2K baby.
Oh, God.
So yeah, loved that. I thought she was funny.
Yeah.
I thought she was doing well in the challenges. It was just the lyrics. That was it. I thought she could have gone far.
I'm going to be pretty basic.
Okay.
I'm getting rid of Plain as well.
Yeah.
But I think I might actually put Plasma in there.
Do you know, there was a moment where I thought she would go top 3 too. So yeah.
I am Plasma, or I really think it's about time for a body queen to... I mean, Sasha did win, but I think of her as so much more than like a body queen.
Sasha Velour?
Not Sasha.
Oh, Sasha Colby.
Sasha Colby. No, because like, I think that drag,
Yeah.
that like, I am body. Like,
Are you talking about Morphine?
Morphine? Did I not say that?
I
I'm
don't-
talking about Morphine. I'm talking about Morphine.
I might have missed it too.
I think it's time that we celebrate that drag in a way that like, because I think some people just say, "Oh, what are you doing? Like,
Yes.
what do you bring?"
No.
And it's like, this is what she brings.
And she brought it so hard too. And it wasn't in the annoying kind of like, this is all I got.
Right.
It was like, oh, she's actually a really fierce lip syncer.
Yes.
She's actually funny. She knows who she is. And this seems superficial, but there's more there.
It was a celebration
Yes.
of the body yada yada.
Yes.
And I feel like it's time that we need to crown somebody with that.
I mean, we did last season though. You're right.
I guess we did.
With Sasha Colby.
But I mean, that's true. I think it's, for some reason I think of her as winning All Stars.
Yeah,
that's
she was,
sort of the caliber.
Well, she came in as basically already a winner. Yeah.
And so I don't think of her as a normal winner. I think
She's
of her as
kind
an
of
All
not.
Stars.
Yeah. She kind of coasted
Yeah.
in a way that Bianca did, but like Bianca didn't even have that reputation going in.
Right. Well, so screw the body award. We already presented it.
But I agree. I think that that's a a really strong case for the body queen. She's so good. And
Mirage is sort of there too. She sort of presents
she
that.
padded really well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same thing.
It's not the same.
No. And the thing that I love about celebrating both Sasha and Morphine as body queens is that they live that.
Oh, totally.
I mean, obviously Sasha is a woman.
Yes.
Morphine, I think, is non-binary. But talk about, like, Morphine looks like that out of drag, too.
Yes.
Morphine's eyes and her face is always fucking fierce.
Just lit. Ugh. Except on those mornings where she was having a deep trouble and you could be like, she said, I'm panicking.
Well, even her quick drag, it was like,
that's true.
Oh, it's just her.
Oh, do you remember Jocelyn Fox?
Yes.
I don't know why I thought of her, but...
Is that wah-wah?
But I also think of as, like, really beautiful. Although, you know, compared now to drag, she was doing... I don't know. It's changed
Beauty
so
has
much.
changed.
It's wild.
Well, because we have people like Morphine on there. And Sasha, who you're like, oh, my God.
Well, sometimes it's not really about the illusion. It's about amplifying what you already have.
I think that... those are the best illusions as well.
That's true.
Because the people that can't, the people that try to hide too much, it's like you can tell. It's a little flat.
Right.
Jada said this recently. I think she was on the pit stop. She was like, I've always been really good at doing the makeover challenges because she's like, I start with accentuating people's features.
That's nice.
Instead of just whatever the blueprint for my drag is on them.
I would love for one of those girls to put makeup on my face.
Oh, Jada?
Or any of them.
Oh, any of the Drag Race queens.
Any of the Drag Race queens.
Yeah.
Drag Race queens.
Triggered. Any of the Drag Race queens from this season in particular. Oh, let's just talk about the makeup for a hot second.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, never mind. There are obviously some weaker queens, but I've never seen a season where there were so many sort of like iconic looks.
Well, yes.
Like Morphine's is iconic. And it comes from her house because Plain is her sister.
Yes.
And it's the whole same shape thing, but obviously one is better than the other.
Well, okay, but also, like halfway through this season, I remember saying to you, this is the first time in a long time where I feel like everybody's doing something different.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like there have been many seasons in a row where everybody's doing the same thing.
Correct.
And everything just kind of looks the same.
Correct. As makeup-wise.
Yeah. And I was like, everyone's doing a different shapes, different colors, different. And I'm like, it was interesting.
So interesting.
I want to see the personalities. I want to see like the different houses. I want to see the cultures where these girls come from.
And we really got that.
And I think we really got that.
Yeah. Plasma's makeup is so cool.
Oh, I think if I could join any house, the House of Avalon.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
That's
are you
not
kidding?
Plasma's house.
No, but yes.
House of Avalon.
Oh my God.
I want them to do my makeup.
100%. I want Simone.
I just want that Halloween chicken nugget costume.
Chicken nugget thing was brilliant. If you all haven't seen it, follow House of Avalon. They've put in some Drag Race contestants, Gigi and Simone. Honorable mention, Gigi. And they, for Halloween last year, dressed up as the Chicken McNugget toys from McDonald's.
Halloween nuggets. Oh, love it.
It was brilliant.
It was so good.
It was brilliant. Yes, I love seeing all the individual styles of makeup.
Yeah.
Plain's makeup I do like. I tried to hear a version of it on the channel. I really like it.
It's very effective on her face.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
People have compared her a lot to Rosé. And I feel like out of drag, and I feel like Rosé had kind of a makeup journey over her season and has landed outside of Drag Race in a very cunty place.
Yes.
But I think that took a journey.
Did you see
Plain paints well for her face.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Did you see Rosé on Maddie Morphosis' show?
No, did she go on that show? Are you kidding?
Yes, because Maddie kind of does her makeup. That's and funny. I always have never really liked Pearl, her makeup, Rosé's makeup. I don't know, something about it's just off for me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But Maddie calls her out for being on Ozempic. And Rosé's like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
and it's
so
quiet.
I have to find that immediately. That's funny.
But
I didn't know that she'd even
Maddie's
gone there.
in like this Ronald McDonald wig.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh my God.
It's good. You also came out as gay, maybe? Maddie Morphosis?
Oh, really?
Yes, she's with oh my God. Big front teeth with the
Alyssa Edwards.
No. Oh my God, I can't think of her name. Oh gosh. gosh, giant gap in the middle of her teeth.
Heidi?
Yes, she was with Heidi in closet and somebody else, and I can't remember. Was it Heidi? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Heidi.
Okay,
blonde wig with diamonds. And anyways, she goes, "So you don't like girls?" And Maddie's like, So I'm like, what does this mean?
She's just playing with
Maybe.
us. I don't know.
I don't know, but I want to know now.
I do too.
Arkansas sister.
Are you
We
from
could
Arkansas?
go down there.
We could go down there. I would live.
Maddie, book us in your show.
She's so funny. I was going to say, you cannot go on that show with any insecurities. You got to have a good old sense of humor about yourself.
You know who
Because
doesn't?
nobody reads better than Maddie.
And Aja was not having it. Did you watch any of her and Aja?
Yes. And that was the episode that Aja decided to gatekeep voguing for
Yes,
everybody and
yeah.
has started doing classes for anybody who wants to learn voguing. Listen, I don't know. I don't vogue. I do believe, obviously, it's a subculture of us.
Yes, yes.
But there have been decades
Yeah.
of drag queens of all kinds of persuasion,
Yes.
voguing, and that being part of the culture. I don't know why now.
Yes.
Why now? Why this sperm?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I'd probably, before I vogued, I'd probably attend one of Aja's
Me
workshops too.
I'd probably be like,
Because at
okay,
this point, yeah.
$50, all right, for an hour.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's probably more like $250 for an hour, but
2,500.
$2,500
No,
for
I don't
1
know.
hour.
But
Oh.
I don't know. I'm assuming her prices
I mean,
are high.
maybe for the whole class, 6 weeks.
I don't know. Aja, let us know.
Is it 6 weeks at $2,500?
What are we getting at the end? Do I get a certificate?
And do I bring my own heels?
Right. Do you have tap?
Do I have to fly out to New York, or is it Zoom based? Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
So Saphira for the win.
Saphira for the
Nymphia
win?
for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Plain not for the win.
No.
It's never gonna happen. If Plain wins,
Oh, what would you do?
I would never trust those editors ever again.
Yeah.
And-
Talk about a way to throw everybody that, like you,
Yes.
who watches the editing very closely, way to throw them off the scent.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And we'll probably just watch UK now from now on. Just UK.
I mean, we're not in a shortage of Drag Race alternatives.
Right.
So, UK versus the World was a very
my
good season.
God, so good. So good.
Really
Already,
quickly, though.
Yes.
Contentious ending.
Well, okay, let's get into it.
Let's get
because
into it.
Marina, I mean, they really cut her out of that song.
Completely.
I don't think she won that lip sync against Hannah,
Ask Willem.
but I will say,
Yeah.
Hannah, count your blessings, girl.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, I think it could have been a 4-way tie on that show, and I would have been perfectly happy.
Really strong.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah. I just love Tia so much that it was such a joy to see her.
Love Tia Coffee.
She was so funny on this season. Oh, and
Yeah.
the prime example of just
Yes.
coming in confident in who you are. Like, was a little unsure of herself
Yes.
in the original.
Yes.
And she's just like, look, this is what I do. Even if
Right.
it's not to your caliber, whatever, I'm going to enjoy
Right.
myself. And just fucking ate it.
What if you really did not care about yourself or your responsibilities,
Yes.
how much of a loan would you take out if you were competing on Drag Race?
Oh, $40,000.
40,000?
Yeah. Because I'm hearing it's about that average.
I was going to say 50.
Yeah.
So,
I think I could do it for 40 because
I mean, you'd be building from the ground up.
I got
almost.
you. I wouldn't have to
true.
pay the designer fee.
Just,
Yeah, exactly.
we'd make it out.
Yeah, I think so.
What, you get like 2 weeks, 18 days or something like that?
It's fucking
It's the wigs I'd be worried about.
crazy.
It's the wigs.
Oh, you shouldn't have to worry about wigs. You've
I
got
have
8.
4 wigs.
Oh,
I got 4. Count them.
I have.
I got 4 wigs.
I
got this one, another blonde one, that other blonde one,
Yeah.
and that other blonde one. Oh, I got a red one now.
You've got some little quick ones
Oh, I
that
got
you
some
could
quick
just
drag
throw
wigs.
in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it would not be hard for you
Yeah.
to build those into something on site,
Maybe.
and or build like 4 new wigs.
Well, so it feels like they sort of have like a wall of wigs they can get into if they
well,
really
and then
want
like
to.
queens are borrowing from each other as
Right,
well. So I'm like,
right,
well, then
right.
what did you bring to begin with? Because if you were like, oh, desperate for that wig,
Can I tell you the next wig I really want to get?
Yeah.
I really want to get like a good like ab fab updo.
wait, like the Patsy, like a big beehive situation.
Yeah, but more pageanty, a little more Vanna White.
Oh,
But like,
yes.
I just
loaf.
want a loaf.
Yeah.
I just am ready for it.
Yeah, you need it with a little
with some
tendrils in the
curls.
front.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
It's time. My version of that is the 90s prom look, all swept up in the back like this, big curls on top that all kind of like drape down. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah.
What color?
It would be in this color.
Yeah.
So, or something maybe a little lighter, or maybe with a little bit of highlight in it, like a little bit of a lighter brown in it, because that's kind of a fantasy as well.
I like that sort of like deeper blonde, but with the chunky, like 603, 613, whatever it is.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, chunky highlights in it. Beautiful.
Just almost striped.
Almost.
Yeah.
Love that.
Me too. Well,
that'll be what I'm wearing when I'm crowned America's Next Top Model.
When that comes back on the air.
Hosted by RuPaul's Drag Race.
And you win.
Michelle will have taken over. She's already doing Australia. She's soon to be doing UK. Yes. She's going to be doing America soon. Yes.
And then
she poops out.
It morphs into a modeling competition.
Yeah. For robots.
And you will have become mostly robot at that time.
Oh my God. I mean, people are already out there. It's only a matter of time.
It is. Wow.
Well,
that's all of RuPaul's Drag Race season 16 for you.
We hope your favorite wins.
Yes, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Mm-hmm. And remember, just because you see those queens on TV does not mean you can also do it.
Yes, Queen James. Look at yourself in the mirror.
No, you can do it if you want to.
But not you.
You can do it if you want to.
But remember, mostly, whether or not you participate on Drag Race or not, be nice to yourself.
You're still a queen.
You're still a queen.
You're still a winner.
You're still a winner.
We'll give you a gold star.
Yeah, we will.
Sure.
We'll mail you a gold star.
Oh my God. Yeah. If you want a gold star, we will mail you a gold star.
To you.
Think of it as a repeater badge.
It's basically that's same value. No competition.
Take a little time.
Just take it.
And enjoy the view.
Got you